Hey, you, you, you right there listening to me, watching this video. I'm gonna change your whole life right now. I'm gonna stop you from blaming yourself. I'm gonna stop you from victimizing yourself. I'm gonna stop you from believing that the choices that you are making are all up in the air, that you have no choice, you have no autonomy. I'm gonna change your life right now, babes. This always happens to me. Why is this always happening to me? Why is this always happening to me? Why am I always here? Why is this always going on? That's a good sign of you're in a behavioral loop. So first we're going to define what a behavioral loop is. A behavioral loop has 4 parts. As usual, I have my little book where I take my notes and I read off of it. So 1, we have the trigger, which is the event, the situation that's going on. Then we have the thought. Then we have the emotion, which is usually the bodily sensation, and we label it as an emotion. And lastly, we have that automatic behavior. So this can go about in 2 ways. It can be trigger, thought, sensation, behavior, or it can be trigger, sensation, thought, then behavior. At the end of all of it, it's going to be reinforced. And the reinforcement is simply your nervous system feeling safe. Your nervous system doesn't care about the goals, the aspirations, whatever you want for yourself. Your nervous system cares about safety, and familiarity oftentimes equates to safety. If your nervous system was conditioned to identify chaos as something that is familiar and safe, you're gonna go there. You're gonna always go to the chaos because it's safe, it's familiar. So I just wanna give some examples of how do you know if you're in a behavioral loop. 1, you keep ending up in the same relationship dynamic. Emotionally unaware people, narcissists, controlling, they all portray similar characteristics, and you keep ending up with these people. Why? 2, you keep saying the statement, this always happens to me. Why is this always happening to me? Why is this always happening to me? Why am I always here? Why is this always going on? That's a good sign of you're in a behavioral loop. Intense emotions disproportionate to the situation. So if you blow up over little things, if you feel extremely strongly about something that's really not that big of a deal, and you're questioning, why am I feeling like this? Like, why does this feel like such a big deal and it's really not? Another good sign. 4, you have a lot of regretful actions. You do things and then you regret that you did it. 5, you keep promising yourself that you're going to change and you're going to do something different, but you never do. All of that are signs that you're in a behavioral loop, babes. There's another part to it that I briefly want to speak on. I'm going to make a whole nother video about this. It is the identity attachment. Identity attachment is the reason why we feel that our lives don't matter the way it is, regardless of if it's uncomfortable, regardless of if we don't feel like we're living to the best of our means. We feel as if it's normal because we have an attachment to it. We have attached our identity to our loop that we're in. So how does this attachment even occur? Very, very briefly. You begin to identify with your outcome and your environment the more you choose the safety route, the more you choose the route of reinforcing the loop. The more you do this, a lot of times people, even myself, I would start to say that, oh, this is just how I am, right? This is just how my life is. It's not that I feel like I can't change it. It's not that, well, actually, yeah, I felt like I couldn't change it. But what it is that I feel like this is normal. I'm not going to question something if everyone around me is living exactly the same. If everything just screams, this is what I'm used to. This is what's normal for me. So I attach my whole life, my identity to this outcome, to this environment. So here are some practical to-dos. I call this the 4-step interruption. 1, you name the trigger. Naming that event that brought you, that you know the name, you know the trigger, you know the event, you know the situation, you know the person, you know it. 2 is to recognize the emotions and the sensations that come up in your body. Locate it. What does it feel like? Locate those sensations. Number 3, I want you to delay the automatic behavior by 60 seconds. 60 seconds might be a bit long. 30 seconds, right? After you recognize the sensation, you know the trigger, you see what's going on in your system, you see what's going on in your body. Before you decide to do anything, wait. Just wait. Just wait for those 30 to 60 seconds. After you wait, then make a small, micro, different choice. Make a different choice than what you would usually make. That's it. Something, it could be literally just doing nothing. You got a text that you don't like. Usually you might blow up, you might go crazy, you might do whatever. Instead of doing what you usually do something different, something small. It doesn't have to be crazy, right? Breaking loops, it's not dramatic. It's micro changes, very small changes. And the reason a lot of us don't really do it and we don't end up changing is because we don't stay long enough for it to work. We don't do the things long enough for it to compound into something, for it to be something else, for our life to change into something else. So when you realize, when you are able to catch your awareness, recognize those sensations and the thoughts that's swarming around in your brain, before you react, before you do anything, just take a second. The more you practice this, the more you delay your automatic reactions, and the more you become aware that they even exist, the easier it becomes to choose different. I'm not saying it's gonna feel great. I'm definitely not saying it's gonna feel great. It's gonna feel probably really horrible. The first time you choose different than what you're used to doing, your nervous system is going to panic. You just might feel like, oh my God, what is this? But that's it. You're safe. You're okay. You're so used to choosing the same things over and over and making the same decision over and over that when you decide to choose differently for the first time, it feels like a shit show. It feels crazy. But that's how you break that loop. Now you're aware that you're in a loop. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to experience the same triggers, make the same decisions after, or are you going to wait a little bit? At least a little bit. It's up to you. I'm not saying there's going to be some drastic, crazy change a week from now because unrealistic. For anything to be anything, it requires consistency. It requires work. In reality, it's all up to you. The road is your oyster. You can actually do whatever you want. So, thank you so much for listening. I really hope this resonates. I really hope this spoke to someone. Stay tuned and subscribe. Subscribe, like, comment too. Also, I have a TikTok. If you care. Just saying. Okay, love you.